Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here to listen to me speak today. My name is Andrew Dawson. I'm a junior here at Yolani School. I play basketball here, and I'm pretty interested in math and statistics, so I decided to spend my summer researching the sport that I play. It was a real goal of mine to find something that could help improve the state of basketball here in Hawaii, and I'm pretty happy with what I ended up finding. My project is about comparing basketball's most efficient shots between the NBA and Hawaii high schools. I hope that you all enjoy. But before I begin, I want to give a huge thank you to Papa Jack K for supporting all of us on our summer projects. We really appreciate everything you've done for us. So, what are analytics? Analytics can be defined as a systematic computational analysis of data. This process of analyzing data has impacted sports in a major way. The whole analytics revolution started with the Moneyball theory, which was Billy Beane, the general manager of the Oakland A's, theorized that on-base percentage was an undervalued asset and that hard-hitting sluggers were overvalued. This led to surprising success for the small MLB franchise. Analytics have also led to an evolution in the National Basketball Association, or the NBA. According to experts such as statistician and Washington Wizards assistant coach Dean Oliver, shooting is the most important factor in deciding who will win a game. Teams such as the Golden State Warriors, who have won 3 NBA championships since 2015 while shooting an average of 31.6 three-point shots during that time period, are a perfect example of this analytical philosophy. Additionally, similar to Billy Beane's work in the MLB, Rockets general manager Daryl Morey has been able to use qualitative research and scouting in order to find players around which he can build his team. Since hiring Morey in 2006, the Rockets have not had a losing season. They have also shot a record amount of three-pointers. These companies that specialize in analyzing data for both professional and collegiate these are companies that specialize in analyzing data for both professional and collegiate games. Second Spectrum uses video tracking technology through cameras installed in NBA arenas to collect 3D spatial data that tracks ball movement, player movement, and referee locations, and other dynamic statistical and visual features. Shot Tracker uses a sensor-based system that delivers statistics and analytics to teams primarily at the college level. These companies provide a huge aid to teams at these two high levels. However, there's a lack of analytics in Hawaii high school basketball. We have no programs like Second Spectrum or Shot Tracker. There is no evidence or proof of successful shots to help coaches set up the most effective plays and for players to make the best decisions. Hard data would help both coaches and players here in Hawaii. This year at Iolani, we emulated the style of Golden State and Houston by shooting a ton of three-pointers. We ended up having 4 players in the top 10 for three-pointers made. Sam's right back there. He made 32 threes on the season. Yeah. Good job, Sam. Frank Felix led the state with 49 three-pointers made. That's what 3 p.m. stands for, three-pointers made. However, there's no evidence to support that this is the right way to do it. We entered the season unranked and ended up rising to the top 3 in the state for most of the year. Many would say that we overachieved. However, there were several games in which we would lose to teams worse than us by a large margin because we could not make shots. Is focus on shooting three-pointers really the right way to play, or is there a better way? My research project is designed to answer that question. The first part of my research question is determining what distance, type, and level of defense on shots would actually give the highest number of points per shot attempt overall. Now, the fact that I'm measuring points per shot attempt rather than just field goal percentage, which is the percentage of shots that you make, is very significant because this takes into account the fact that three-pointers are worth more points per shot, even though the probability of a make is less since it is further away. The second part of my research question is to determine how NBA statistics compare to those of our Iolani high school basketball team. I divided distance into 5 categories for my study. Deep three-pointers are shots that are 23 feet away or farther. Three-pointers are between 20 and 23 feet. Mid-range shots are between 12 and 20 feet. Short-range shots are between 5 and 12 feet, and layups are between 0 and 5 feet. Type of shot was divided into 2 categories. Catch-and-shoot attempts are shots that players shoot without taking any dribbles, and off-dribble shots are shots in which players dribble first. I divided level of defense into 4 categories. A shot is heavily contested when the defender is 0 to 2 feet away. When the defender is 2 to 4 feet away, the shot is lightly contested. Open is when the defender is 4 to 6 feet away, and if the defender is over 6 feet away, then the shot can be called wide open. I use Huddle, a program that provides video review and performance analysis tools for sports teams and athletes to watch film and record it in spreadsheets. I later analyzed my data through Microsoft Excel and JUMP, a statistical data analysis program. I took data from 15 total games. 12 were high school games and 3 were NBA games. This added up to 1,027 total shot attempts. Since I was unable to utilize machine learning, I had to take all the data by hand. This took many, many hours and was by far the most difficult part of the project. For the first part of my research question, I hypothesized that three-point shots would be the most successful, catch and shoot attempts would be more accurate, and that open shots would produce a greater percentage than contested shots. For the second part of my research question, I hypothesized that NBA players would have a higher shooting percentage even though the three-point line is further away. I found that at the high school level, layups and three-pointers are equally effective. Layups ended up producing 4 1,000ths more points per shot attempt than three-pointers, but this is pretty insignificant. This means that my hypothesis that three-pointers would be the most effective is incorrect. Layups and three-pointers are about tied for the most effective. My data proved that catch-and-shoot attempts were indeed more effective at the high school level than off-dribble shot attempts. Although they only produce about 1/10 more points per shot attempt, this still means that they are more effective, meaning that my hypothesis was correct. As you would all expect, open shots are more effective than contested shots. This means that my hypothesis is correct in predicting this outcome. All of the data for the past 3 graphs came from all 561 of our shot attempts over 12 high school games. All of the ILH and state tournament games were included to provide data for the most competitive games possible. The second part of my research question and hypothesis ended up being incorrect. Although NBA players were far better when shooting layups and three-pointers, they were equal or even worse when it came to deep three-pointers, mid-range, and short-range. This is likely due to the fact that the area for mid-range extends further. NBA three-pointers are 23.75 feet away from the basket, while high school three-pointers are only 19.75 feet away. This means that an NBA mid-range shot could be the same distance as a high school three-pointer. This could also be due to the fact that offense and defense scale similarly at high levels. Better defense means more difficulty in making shots. Either way, this data proves that for the most part, the NBA scales well to high school. From my research, I concluded that a more balanced approach between layups and three-pointers should be taken. This can help coaches to set up the most effective shots. It can also help players to know where they are most effective. More research and analytical analysis should be done at the high school level. My findings and others like them can improve Hawaii basketball. Very few Hawaii basketball players get to play at the next level. The level of play is quite low, so our players do not get noticed. Through this set of data and others similar to it, players can make better decisions to find where they are most effective, and coaches can run more effective plays. By improving level of play, players and teams will be more competitive and will henceforth get noticed by more high-level schools. From my project, I learned how to analyze data and determine patterns by means of Excel, JUMP, and other applications. I also learned how to form research questions that expand on previous studies. Third, and most importantly, I learned not to give up even when things got tough. Such independence in a project was pretty new for me, and it was certainly something I got a lot out of. I plan to expand my research this year in Dr. Chan's Honors Independent Research class. I'll be learning more about analyzing data to get more out of my results. I'm currently taking a machine learning course, learning programming languages such as Python and R to go further in depth with my data. I would also like to expand my research to cover defense and lineup data, which are not a part of my study. For coaches to know what lineups are most effective will certainly improve the level of play. I would like to give a huge thank you to Rob Basha, who actually works at Second Spectrum and advised me through this project. Second Spectrum was the company I mentioned earlier that does video tracking for the NBA. I would also like to thank Dr. Chan for teaching me how to set up and perform a project like this. She also supported me even when I didn't think it was going to work out, and for that I'm very grateful. Finally, I'd like to give another huge thank you to Papa Jack for the support. Everything I learned about basketball analytics came from these sources right here. Here are all the links for the images that I use. And thank you so much for coming and listening to me speak to you. It means so much to me. Have an amazing rest of your day.